Today's activity is about configuring IPv4. So we'll be doing how to configure IPv4 addressing, and also we will be verifying the connectivity by after configuring the IPv4 addresses of router interfaces and machines. All right, so here is a typical network. As you can see on the screen, we have two routers and a couple of machines, and each router basically is connected to two LANs via switches, both of these routers. And then these routers are connected to internet via the basically serial interfaces. So what we're going to do, we're going to configure the router interfaces, and we will also be configuring some machines to basically try to make the network connect. So let's go to router R1 and let's configure router R1 interfaces. So I'm going to the CLI interface of router. Okay, so it is going to ask me for the password, and the password is Cisco. And then if I go to the privilege exec mode, this is the command that I have to execute, enable. It asks me for the password, and the password is class. All right. And now I'm going to global configuration mode. For that, I'm writing configure terminal, and there is this short abbreviated command for it, config T. All right. And before that, let me go back and let's see the interface information, the current configuration of the interface of this router. So this router has two gigabit interfaces and two serial interfaces and a VLAN interface. So we're gonna have the serial interface is already configured and it is up and running. So we will be configuring these two gigabit interfaces, which are these two LAN interfaces. All right, so let's go to the privilege exec mode. All right, let's configure the first gigabit interface. So let me go to that interface, interface gigabit Ethernet 0/0. All right, so I'm going to assign the IP address to this interface. So the IP address for this interface is 172.16.20.1, and the subnet mask is 255.255.255.128. So that is a subnet mask. All right, I'm going to press enter, and then the no shutdown command. And remember, why do I have to execute this no shutdown command? Basically in order to bring the interface up. All right, here we go. Exit. So now I will configure the second gigabit interface. I'll go into that interface gigabit Ethernet 0/1. All right, and I'm gonna configure that interface with the IP address 172.16.20.129, and the subnet mask 255.255.255.128. So I'm gonna hit enter, and again no shutdown command, and then exit, and exit again. And I will execute the command show IP interface brief. And here we go. We have successfully configured these two interfaces. All right, with the IPv4 addresses. All right. So you don't really have to worry where did I get this IP addresses from. All right. So what really is important, how am I going to basically configure these interfaces? All right, so we have configured this, and notice the color has changed from red to green now, which means they are connected. I have successfully configured router R1. So now I'm going to assign the IP addresses to PC1 also. I'll go to the desktop, the IP address, IP configuration, and it has not been assigned an IP address yet. So I'm going to give 172.16.20.10 IP address, and the subnet mask I will give is 255.255.255.128. Oh, it says invalid subnet address. Let me check. Okay. All right. And the default gateway is 172.16.20.1. All right. So I'm going to configure PC2 with the IP address. We'll go to the desktop, IP configuration. IP address is 172.16.20.138. All right, the subnet mask, and then the default gateway is 172.16.20.129. All right, so I have successfully configured PC1 and PC2 with the IP addresses. Let's try to check the connectivity of these two PCs together. So I'm going to click on PC1 and I'm going to click on command prompt. All right, so and I'm going to ping the PC2 with this. All right, so what was the IP address that I gave? It was 172.16.20.138. So let's see if it is connected or not. Oh, here you go. So we have successfully configured the network, and we have also verified the connectivity by pinging from PC1 to PC2 machine.